galloping hard and you get rest. And then, like when we're doing the jammer calls and stuff, just stick with your team. That way we're not stepping on each other.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
We might step on each other a little bit, but yeah. So
Yeah. When it comes up.
my mother is 91 years old in the hospital and may be on her way out. So it's a little bit of a rough day. But
If you need anything, I mean,
there's nothing I can do from here. She's in Louisiana. I may be either driving down next week or flying down. I don't know which, but we'll see.
my heart goes out to
I've been like trying to get in touch with my sister for hours. I can find out any information. My sister's with her. My messages aren't going through. All this, and then she calls me at like 2:54, and I'm like, and she's like, and my sister is very long-winded. As am I. She's like, give me all this. I'm like, oh, I'm on it 4 minutes. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
it's like, we need to download later.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I will call you back in an hour.
Yes. That's how my sister would be. It's like, can't get a hold of her, and then it would be the most inopportune time. Finally.
Exactly. Check. And H.A.R.D's going to come out first.
Okay, great.
You ready for me to unmute you?
All right, welcome back to our third game of this Malice in the Mountains 2024.
And it looks like it's time to get some roller derby going on. It looks like we are not going to meet our teams.
All right. We're just getting right into it, I guess.
Just so. We're blue. It's hard. High altitude roller derby.
And in lovely orange, we have West Sound Roller Derby just coming from playing the last game.
Jammers off the line. Looks like Glitter Bomb jamming a 4 hard.
Ooh, and unfortunately, it looks like they got a cut track. That is not a great way to start this first half, but it happens. There's still a lot of game left.
Got to start somewhere.
It's true.
Why not start in the penalty box?
Hey, get some rest. All right, we have West Sound Roller Derby's jammer stuck behind a very vicious-looking wall of hard blockers.
Yeah, that blue tripod just keeping that jammer back. And it looks like the hard jammer back on Glitter Bomb. Not lead because of that trip to the penalty box, but on her scoring run nonetheless.
Yeah, unfortunately, if you go to that penalty box, you do not get the distinction of being the lead jammer in that jam. And as West Sound's jammer has not broken pack either, we do not have a lead jammer yet.
But Glitter Bomb putting the first 4 points on the scoreboard for hard. Glitter Bomb getting recycled. Takes the inside track. And another 4 points for a high altitude roller derby and Glitter Bomb.
Glitter Bomb was a really successful jammer this first game of the day. Definitely one to look out for. And again, cut tracks happen. Those things are gonna come here or there, but it's how you recover. And with 10 points, I think that's a pretty good recovery.
All right, 2 more points on the scoreboard for high altitude roller derby and Glitter Bomb. Eager Beaver taking the star for the blue team.
And we have number 122, Whoopsie Daisy, jamming for West Sound.
Both jammers engaging the pack. And Eager Beaver breaks through first. Hard with the lead jammer.
Whoopsie Daisy is still battling in the back of that pack. The hard roller they are definitely doing some good tripod work, whether it's in the front or in the back. That's hard to get around, especially if you aren't getting as much offensive help as you're looking for.
Another 4 points scored by Hard. And another 4.
That was quick. That was sneaky right
That
there.
was very fast.
And it's always hard to tell if it's better to just skate the next game if you have 2 in a row or to wait one. I think both have their pluses and minuses, but we might be seeing a little bit of fatigue from West Sound going into this first half. However, they are a fantastic team, and I believe in every one of them.
They may also be experiencing some difficulty from the actual high altitude.
This is true. High altitude is no joke here in Salt Lake City. We try and tell people, but until you experience it, you just don't quite know.
Drink some water.
Yes.
It will help. Big clot of roller derby happening right there as everybody sort of slows down. And Eager Beaver through again. Another 4 points for Hard.
A 20-point jam put up by Eager Beaver. That's a high-scoring jam there. You know, we didn't see a lot of those high-scoring jams last game. Saw a couple the first, and so that's definitely going to help give them a pretty big point differential. But let's see if number 0 Freeze Burn for West Sound can close that gap.
Number 321, Slaya off the line for Hard. And she breaks through first. Lead jammer, Slaya. Quick jump there on the inside of turn 2, and 4 points. Another 4 points for Hard. And I have not introduced myself. I am Lulu Guru.
And I am Colonel Skirts. We thank you for listening to us. I think we're pretty fun.
I think so.
We have a good time.
And another 4 points for Slaya. And it looks like the jammer is going to the penalty box.
For a high block, we tend to see that when you're trying to pass that panty and you may pass overhand, donking someone else on the head. That'll
Oops.
get you a straight shot to the penalty box.
Yep. They need to just slingshot it.
I like that.
Slay it breaking through again.
That would be quite entertaining.
Well, they're a little bit elastic. You can just
Yeah.
pull back and just slingshot it right over the head.
Yeah. Hope for the best.
But if it hits somebody, would that count as a block?
I say yes. Let's get crazy.
Another 20-point jam for Slaya.
And this is the last game for both these teams today, so they're leaving it all out on the floor. Skate their hearts out and then be ready for tomorrow.
Glitterbomb towing the line for Hard.
And unfortunately, we have number 0, Freezer Burn, still in the penalty box, but making a quick entry back onto the track for this jam.
Having some difficulty with that blue blocker line.
And that was a good recovery from the blue blocker line. Sometimes when you start in a power jam for yourself, you kind of lose track of when that jammer is standing in the box. But they were able to reform really quickly there in the back and give Freezer Burn a a really hard time.
Glitter Bomb, lead jammer. Takes advantage of that hole, breaks through with another 4 points for H.A.R.D. And Glitter Bomb calls off the jam just in time to keep Freezer Burn from picking up any points. And another 3 points for H.A.R.D.
All right, that leaves us with high altitude roller derby at 57, West Sound roller derby at 0, just waiting to break that seal, get on the board. We have about 21 and a half minutes left in this half.
Eager Beaver wearing the star for H.A.R.D.
And number 05, category 5, wearing the star for West Sound.
I love that derby name. Category 5 is great.
I do too. Like a hurricane.
And H.A.R.D. jammer breaks through first. Lead jammer, Eager Beaver.
Oh, and unfortunately, we have another jammer penalty for Freezer Burn, kind of doing that rotating door of penalties. Sometimes at that point, you just have to pass that panty and kind of get out of that cycle.
And that does make this a power jam. As Eager Beaver jams alone. Oh, and Eager Beaver heading to the penalty box.
Good old, ye old jammer switcheroo.
Freezer Bird gets sent way back. Comes back in behind the blocker that sent her out.
And it looks like Category 5 was able to pass the helmet cover to 122. Whoopsie daisy. Again, like I said, sometimes it's best just to get rid of that thing.
The blue blockers doing their best to keep that orange light back. And that's the end of that jam. Very quickly, just like to announce that Uinta Ferry takes on Assault Roller Derby on October 26th. Doors open at 5:30. First whistle at 6. Buy tickets on their Eventbrite page or at the door.
All right, and we have, let's see. There we go, number 86. Twisted Spencer jamming for West Sound.
Looks like Saleya back on the track, getting recycled way back there. Jamming for H.A.R.D. Saleya breaks through first, lead jammer, Saleya.
Oh, so close and yet so far. I thought that they were going to stay in, but unfortunately that was a track cut for number 86, giving a power jam to high altitude roller derby.
Saleya now engaging the pack. High altitude doing their best to keep Saleya back. She beats her way through. 4 points.
High altitude does do a great job at some coordinated offense, making it much easier for their jammers to get through and score those massive jams.
Saleya through again.
All All right, it looks we got a little bit of chaos going on there for a second. There's a lot of blocking going on all over the place on turn 3 and 2, or sorry, 3 and 4.
They're just trying to make sure that the officials are on their toes.
Yeah, you know, why watch just one pack when you could watch several? All right, and we've got high altitude roller derby at 82 with that 18-point jam. West Sound still looking to break that seal with under 17 minutes left in this half.
Glitter Bomb once again towing the line for high altitude roller derby.
And number 0, Freezer Burn, looking to make their mark, get some points on that board.
Blue blocker sending Freezer Burn down to the ground. Glitter Bomb breaks through first. Lead jammer, Glitter Bomb.
Freeze just pushing at the front of that pack, trying to make them bridge out to make it easier to get around those single blockers. Fortunately, getting sucked back into the pack, allowing for them to team up again. That is always a little demoralizing, but you know, all you can do is just keep pushing through it.
Glitter Bomb getting the hard block from the folks in orange, but she breaks through another time, another 4 points.
And Freezer Burn right there with them.
Glitter Bomb calls off the jam, blocking out Freezer Burn.
Just giving Freezer Burn the idea, the taste of getting some points and just taking it away. So rude. But that's called strategies.
Or as we like to call it, strategery.
Indubitably.
Once again, towing the line for high altitude roller derby. It's Eager Beaver, number 911.
And number 122, Whoopsie Daisy.
Eager Beaver fulfilling her name, but getting recycled back behind number 942.
You know, and Whoopsie Daisy is definitely putting the lean onto those blockers. High altitude is just definitely has those brakes and the stopping power to just keep them in play. Again, maybe feeling a little bit of going 2 games in a row, but that's what jammers are trained to do.
Starting to see the pack disintegrating there a little bit.
Yeah, and you know, with yeah, a little bit of confusion there.
Another 4 points for high altitude roller derby.
All right, and we've got number 05, category 5, jamming for West Sound.
And we've got a first time this bout, Kid Radical jamming for a high altitude roller derby. Jammers off the line. Kid Radical busting through very quickly. Lead jammer for high altitude roller derby.
And on their debut jam as a jammer.
Yeah.
I congratulate you. Big hit by number 8, Max, on West Sound, stopping that apex jump. And I know as a blocker that is always quite satisfying.
Kid Radical picking up 4 points.
And again, Blue just in that tripod of death up at the front of the pack. Really giving Category 5 the what to.
It's like Max recycling Kid Radical there. Ooh.
Ooh, and that's a hard fall for Category 5. Those are tough ones to get up from because falling backwards, it's a long way down.
I heard that hit.
Mm-hmm.
Officials telling the pack to get it together. And another 4 points for high altitude roller derby.
All right, and we have Category 5 completing a successful star pass to number 8 Max. However, they did get taken out by that last blocker just at the top of the track and recycled all the way back.
And that's the end of the jam.
That was a very hard-fought jam, I feel, for both sides.
It really was. Roller Derby 101 begins October 16th. There's still spots available for this next session. Reach out via slccrashcourse@gmail.com to learn more. If you're out there watching and you want to be doing this, come join us for Roller Derby 101.
I dare ya.
You won't see me doing it. There's a reason why I announce.
That's fine. We still like it. All right, we've got number 0, Freezer Burn jamming for West Sound.
Looks like Slaya out there jamming for high altitude and going to the penalty box. She's going to sit there and think about what she did wrong so she can get away with it next time.
And this is just what West Sound Roller Derby needs. Break that seal, get some points on that board.
Freezer Burn does not lead, but she can still pick up some points.
Absolutely, and they definitely already have. It's just whether we can get multiple passes for them on this jam. But with the jammers standing, West Sound's blockers need to go back into their defensive formation. But Glitter Bomb is just giving Freezer Burn a hard time at the front and unfortunately recycled back into the pack.
Correction, Slaya.
And Slaya is on their scoring pass at this point. However, it does look like they may have just gotten a cut track, which will leave West Sound Roller Derby in a power jam for this next jam.
And West Sound Roller Derby on the board now.
3 points.
Make some noise.
All right, and it looks like we have high altitude roller derby looking for a team timeout. Take a little break, talk about what's going on.
Let me go ahead and tell you about the sponsors. Pie Pizzeria, a Valley landmark since 1980, continues to reign atop the best pizza lists because of the business philosophy that consistency, quality, equitable pricing, and great service are keys to success, not to mention fantastic pizza.
And don't forget to be keeping some mental notes about who you would like to vote for your tournament MVP. There's a QR code that can be found at the concession stand to submit your vote. All these skaters are working super duper hard and they're all doing such an amazing job. It is going to be pretty difficult to figure out who will be the MVP.
And don't miss Zhao's Nutrition, I hope I've said that right, a local Utah company that focuses on creating clean, effective supplements, combining the best of nature's nutrients with science-backed formulas. We've donated a number of amazing products to all of the skaters participating at Malice in the Mountain 2024, and I was offering 20% off all products with the code MALICE20 at their website.
All right, we got number 122, Whoopsie Daisy, the jammer of note for this power jam for West Sound. Quickly picking up lead jam.
Whoopsie Daisy picking up lead jammer. West Sound Roller Derby going crazy.
West Sound doing some very pretty coordinated offense with a sweep there on the outside, giving Whoopsie Daisy an easy path for 4 more points.
One Destruction tries to block Whoopsie Daisy, but does not succeed. And Whoopsie Daisy getting some help and calls off the jam.
And that takes us to high altitude roller derby at 104. With West Sound Roller Derby at 8, with 8 minutes left in this half.
Another shout out for our sponsors, Einstein Bagels. They donated bagels to feed our amazing officials.
All right, we have number 942 jamming for West Sound.
Eager Beaver, number 911, out there wearing the star for high altitude roller derby.
And with some fancy footwork, number 942 was almost through that pack, but just that little block on the outside took him all the way back to the back of the group.
Recycled again. Meanwhile, Eager Beaver picks up lead jammer.
And a successful star pass to number 210, Hits and Giggles.
Hits and Giggles really putting on the speed out there.
Ooh, unfortunately, it looks like it actually was not a successful star pass to Hits and Giggles, as they were instructed to take the helmet panty off. I am not entirely sure what happened there.
Got confirmation that it was not successful, but not why. Meanwhile, Eager Beaver called off the jam.
We got number 05, category 5, jamming for West Sound at some point.
Glitter Bomb, number 24, wearing the star for a high altitude roller derby.
The officials want to take some time and talk about, I'm sure, something very important.
They're making plans for the after party.
There's no better time than the present. That's what I say.
Always. Don't miss our table partners. Stop by Glorious Plants Table. It's a pop-up for tropical and desert houseplants, specializing in rare and exotic houseplants, perfect for Halloween or any occasion, and that is run by our very own Glow.
All right, it looks like the officials were chatting about that star pass, and it would seem that number 942 will be sitting in the box as the jammer because of an illegal procedure, leaving high altitude roller derby with a power jam.
Number 24, Glitter Bomb, jamming alone for a little while.
At least 30 seconds. Unless they do something bad.
You never know.
All right, it looks like high altitude roller derby did try to do some offensive sweeping on the inside line, but unfortunately that was not successful. They are now implementing some stop plays so that they can get that pack to get out of play.
Glitter Bomb breaking through first, lead jammer. Got some stroller derby going on.
Just hanging out, trying to figure out what to do next.
A trip and a jump, and Glitter Bomb picks up 4 points for high altitude roller derby.
And number 942 coming out of the box with a vengeance, hitting that pack of strong blockers, but giving them a hard time and breaking through on their initial pass.
And Glitter Bomb calls off the jam a little lazily.
don't make a big deal out of it.
Yeah.
It's fine. I'm just calling it off.
Just lets her put it, use up just a little more energy before calling it off.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like we've got number 321, Leia, jamming for high altitude roller derby.
And number 05, Category 5, jamming for West Sound.
Leia tiptoes right around the inside and breaks through first. Lead jammer.
And that was very close. So that was some really good awareness from Slaya to know that they did indeed stay in bounds and that they could keep running up that line to get that lead jammer status.
I'm always a little amused when skaters just walk on their toe stops.
It's hard.
I can't do it.
It is a skill.
When I first started announcing, the derby girls would look at me and say, Lulu, you'd be a great blocker. And then they saw me skate, and they're like, Lulu, you're a great announcer.
Well, at least they're nice. They're nice about it.
And Slick calls it off before Category 5 can pick up any points.
All right, and we are at high altitude roller derby at 120 with West Sound roller derby at 8. We have a little under 4 minutes left in this first half of the third game of Malice in the Mountains 2024.
Stop by Derby Girl Creations. It's a place for delicious smelling soaps and bath bombs. Cold processed soap are great for your skin. A portion of proceeds benefit Salt Lake Roller Derby. $5 each. Buy 5 and get 1 free. Eager Beaver wearing the star for high altitude roller derby.
And number 0, Freezer Burn with that star and lead jammer for West Sound roller derby.
West Sound fighting to the bitter end on this bout.
And a beautiful sweep to the inside, allowing Freezer Burn to pick up 4 points and calling it off.
You love to see it.
That takes West Sound roller derby into the double digits at 120 high altitude to West Sound 12.
It's really great that these teams have traveled here to join us in Salt Lake City for Malice in the Mountain 2024.
All right, we've got number 62, Squirrely Temple, jamming for West Sound.
Number 24, Glitter Bomb, wearing the star for our high altitude roller derby.
And we have Glitter Bomb with lead jammer, but we've got Squirrely Temple hot on their heels, putting on the pressure.
Glitter Bomb calls it off. 3 points for high altitude roller derby, blocking out West Sound. Leia towing the line for high altitude roller derby.
We've got number 05, Category 5, jamming for West Sound roller derby.
West Sound really putting on the brakes for number 321 there.
Ooh, and with the forearms, Slaya number 321, high altitude roller derby's jammer is in the box, giving Category 5 another opportunity to get some more points on that board for West Sound.
That they don't even see her coming.
Yeah, West Sound is just doing some really great coordinated offense.
Category 5 calls off the jam and then hugs the blocker. that was just blocking her. Blocker, I hardly knew her.
Didn't. All right, and that takes West Sound Roller Derby to 17 points. And that was the end of the first half.
During this intermission. And it looks like we're just about time to be back to roller derby.
A very fun and enthusiastic West Sound roller derby coming into this second half. I love the energy.
There was some shouting and screaming. It sounded like everybody's really excited to get back on here on the track.
And who wouldn't be? Because again, derby is amazing.
I wouldn't be, because I would just fall and then lie there.
Touche.
You don't want me out there. I just become a speed bump.
All right, and we have number 05, Category 5, going to start out this second half as the jammer for West Sound Roller Derby.
Looks like the high altitude roller derby jammer is starting this in the box.
But that was only a short time in the box for Slaya.
Slaya number 321 now engaging with the pack. Slaya steps out, gets recycled a little bit.
This is a slow pack as we are about 30 seconds in and we have yet to make it quite to turn 2. That shows some amazing blocking skills by those blockers out there from both teams. However, high altitude roller derby is bleeding blockers a little bit to the penalty box.
That gives Category 5 a chance to break through. Lead jammer.
That is the kind of jam you want coming into the second half. There is quite a stretched out pack there with a no pack being called right at the end. However, Category 5 was able to pick up 4 points on that last jam, bringing it to high altitude roller derby 123 and West Sound roller derby 21.
Looks like we got Eager Beaver towing the line for high altitude roller derby.
And number 122, Whoopsie Daisy, jamming for West Sound. Very anxious to get going.
Everybody decided to lie down for a little while, take a break.
Rest up and get back on that track. And that was a very close lead jam for Whoopsie Daisy.
We'll see if he calls it off. Both jammers out there just grinning like mad.
That's the derby you want to see, because truly in the end of it, we're all in this together. This crazy world we call roller derby.
Glitter Bomb number 24 jamming for the folks in blue.
And then we got number 0, Freezer Burn, jamming for West Sound roller derby.
Both jammers fighting hard, trying to break through, but Glitter Bomb explodes onto the track. Lead jammer.
That is one thing Glitter Bomb does excel at, is just really taking advantage of even the smallest bit of space on those lines to get through. And Freezer Burn is having a tough time with number 13 from high altitude roller derby, Murphy's Law. And a successful star pass to number 86. That is Twisted Spinster.
Glitter Bomb calls off the jam with 4 points. 8-point jam there for high altitude roller derby.
You know, I think West Sound definitely had a good pep talk during that half. They're doing some amazing blocking, really keeping a high altitude pretty low on a score for this first couple jams of the second half.
Number 321, Slaya towing the line for high altitude.
And number 05, a name we hear a lot, Category 5.
A little bit of a light blocking out there for high altitude.
Yes, the curse of the penalty box did strike again for high altitude, leaving them with 2 blockers in the box. However, their pivot Swamp was able to return quickly.
Category 5 breaks through first lead. Jammer.
And a huge hit from number 942, block and Slaya right into that inside.
Category 5 gets recycled. And calls off the jam.
With a solid 3 points for West Sound Roller Derby, taking them to 24.
Eager Beaver, number 911, wearing the star for high altitude roller derby.
And number 0, Freezer Burn, jamming for West Sound.
Jammers off the line and then in a knot. Eager Beaver breaking through like her namesake, lead jammer.
And a helmet pass to number 122, Whoopsie Daisy.
Whoopsie Daisy finds an opening along the outside at turn 2. Got to get that helmet cover on to pick up any points, but Eager Beaver calls off the jam. Number 24, Glitter Bomb, once again jamming for high altitude.
And we've got number 8, Max, jamming for West Sound. I believe this is Max's first jam as the jammer, starting out as the jammer.
I believe you're right.
Mix it up, see what happens. As they are usually a blocker, they are showing off their skills right now. Unfortunately, that line
it did not hold. A Glitter Bomb breaks through first, the lead jammer.
This high altitude roller
hard fall.
Unfortunately, from the angle of the announcer booth, I did not see exactly what happened. I just saw a lot of bodies on the floor.
And they were a little bit slow getting up, but it looks like everybody's back up on their skates. So,
which is what we like to see.
Glitter Bomb calling off the jam from outside the track.
That is 2 points for high altitude.
Slaya again jamming for high altitude roller derby.
And 05 category 5 jamming. I like it. Jamming for West Sound Roller Derby.
Category 5 getting sent out and recycled back.
The high altitude roller derby blockers doing some great recycling, some great holding in that tripod.
Good blocking by Swamp.
Swamp is definitely one of those blockers on the track that you want to watch out for.
Glitter Bomb busts through, 4 points. For H.A.R.D, high altitude roller derby.
say one thing that high altitude roller derby is really doing well is that they continuously work together either in a tripod or in pairs, which teamwork makes the dream work, as I've heard.
Another 4 points. Picked up by Slaya.
It looks like tournament fatigue may have hit category 5 just a little bit. Again, it is incredibly difficult to play 2 games in a row, but they are skating their darndest, and they are definitely a high rotation jammer.
Looks like she's going to find an opening, but she gets recycled back. And Slaya calls off the jam.
Yeah, that was a great hit there at the end by number 942, kind of forcing that call off. Slaya saying, I don't want no more of that.
Yep.
All right, we've got number 122, Whoopsie Daisy, jamming for West Sound.
High altitude roller derby not lined up yet. Looks like they are calling for a timeout.
We've got high altitude roller derby at 149 points. West Sound roller derby at 24 points. About 20 minutes left in the second half.
Uinta Ferry takes on Assault Roller Derby on October 26th. Doors open at 5:30. First whistle at 6. Buy tickets on their Eventbrite page or at the door. And make sure you go visit our sponsors, including the Pie Pizzeria. Absolutely fantastic pizza. A Valley landmark since 1980. And don't miss Zhao's Nutrition. I am not sure if I am saying that right.
Someone correct us if we're wrong, because I am not totally sure either. But we appreciate them.
Absolutely. They've donated some amazing products to our skaters. And you can get 20% off their products with the code MALICE20 at www.zhaonutrition.com.
All right, and we are done with that little rest period, that team timeout, and we're back into our derby time.
Eager Beaver jamming for high altitude, getting sent out.
West Sound doing a great job at that slow tripod derby. But Eager Beaver is a strong jammer. There are some muscles behind those skates and just pushing those West Sound blockers to the front of the pack.
Everything's slowing way down. Eager Beaver does break through first, though. Lead jammer for H.A.R.D. high altitude roller derby.
And Whoopsie Daisy is still stuck at the back of that pack, high altitude roller derby. All defense all day in this jam.
Looks like a couple of the West Sound blockers are in the penalty box. Eager Beaver zooming through for another 4 points. And calling off the jam.
Just as Whoopsie Daisy made it through the pack. I got tired just watching that. All right, we've got number 8, Max, jamming for West Sound roller derby.
Glitter Bomb wearing the star for H.A.R.D. high altitude roller derby. West Sound is setting up that tripod. More of a quad pod at this point.
Quad pod, I like that.
Max does some blocking.
Multifaceted skater right there. They can jam, they can block. You can do it all.
Glitterbomb found a little hole right on the inside and just zipped on by. Lead jammer for high altitude roller derby. Our friends from Flagstaff. West Sound spreading out all across the track to keep Glitterbomb back. Glitterbomb calls off the jam. She's like, heck with this.
Yeah. I see what you're trying to do here.
Sometimes the best offense is just a good calling it off.
That's kind of my theory when they make me jam. Heck with this.
Number 321, Leia wearing the star for high altitude roller derby.
And number 0, Freezer Burn for West Sound Roller Derby.
Leia looking for an assist. Gets set out and down hard by number 942.
Yeah, they are definitely doing some exemplary blocking this game.
Leia gets sent down, but breaks through first and is lead jammer.
Oh, and we've got a star pass to number 942. Unfortunately, they got sucked up right into that group of high altitude blockers. And a little bit of a topple there. Again, when you play tournaments, you play a couple games in a row or in a day, sometimes you have those little silly falls just because
Tired.
you're tired. Yeah, your
Yeah.
body's tired. And saying, hey, I just want to go relax.
Yeah, that's one thing that some people might not realize about roller derby is that these folks are real athletes, and this is real athletics out there. It is hard work.
Very hard work. It's fun, but it is definitely exhausting.
Number 911, Eager Beaver jamming for H.A.R.D.
At number 05, Category 5, jamming for West Sound. Looking to twist and turn on that line to get to the front. However, they are instead going to pass that panty to number 122, Whoopsie Daisy. Unfortunately, like deja vu.
Eager Beaver breaking through. Lead jammer picks up 4 points.
Well, I'm not quite sure what happened with that pass as to make it not a pass, but hey, jammers in the box. Power jam for high altitude roller derby.
And with Eager Beaver out there wearing the star, Power Jam is quite a situation, but Eager Beaver gets knocked out and calls off the jam. Don't forget to support our sponsors, including Einstein Bagels. They donated bagels to feed our amazing officials today.
And we have high altitude roller derby sitting at 176 points. West Sound roller derby at 24 with 14 minutes left in the second half.
Glitter Bomb wearing the star for H.A.R.D.
And number 05, Category 5, coming out of the box. Unfortunately into a solid wall of high altitude roller derby skaters. West Sound really working together, making that tough for that second or that first scoring pass for Glitter Bomb.
Glitter Bomb just pushing and pushing. And Glitterbug takes advantage of the pivot going down and breaks through for 4 points.
And we have the sorry. Looks like 05 Category 5 is looking for a star pass.
Meanwhile, Glitterbomb picks up another 4 points on that trip through.
The hard thing about star passes is sometimes it's not the best time to pass because you have your other person that's just stuck behind a wall just like you are. And so they had to wait until that opportune moment to make a great pass to number 210. 210.
Glitterbomb got the assist there, busted through, and then called off the jam.
All right, we've got number 8-6, Twisted Spinster jamming for West Sound Roller Derby.
Number 911, Eager Beaver jamming for H.A.R.D. Eager Beaver plowing into that tripod of orange.
Oh, and we've got Twisted Spinster as lead jammer for West Sound Roller Derby. All smiles on their face.
And it looks like a power jam as Eager Beaver heads to the penalty box.
Oh, but a big hit from number 750, High Altitude Roller Derby. They did fall in, so Twisted Spinster was able to get right up and back on the track. Unfortunately, that is behind 3 high altitude skaters.
Twisted Spinster looking for the assist. And calling off the jam with 4 points scored by West Sound Roller Derby.
Sushi. All right, we've got number 0, Freezer Burn, jamming for West Sound.
Meanwhile, Eager Beaver, number 911, is sitting in the penalty box.
Freezer Burn was looking to take that outside line. Unfortunately, High Altitude caught on quickly and closed that right off, getting them sucked into a tripod of death there at the front.
Eager Beaver trying to make it past, to step around her teammate who was on the floor. And breaks through first. Eager Beaver, lead jammer.
All right, and we have a star in hand by Freezer Burn, looking to pass possibly, or just do some psyching out to the blockers.
A little juking and jiving there by number 911, Eager Beaver. And she calls off the jam. There's about 9 minutes left in this bout.
And I'm sure both teams are ready to just gear down and relax for the rest of today. Maybe watch this final game, and then I think some ice baths are probably in order.
Number 14, Kid Radical, jamming for H.A.R.D.
And number 05, Category 5, jamming for West Sound.
Kid Radical breaks through first, lead jammer for H.A.R.D.
And Category 5 makes it out right behind, about half a track behind.
Kid Radical takes advantage of the opening on the outside, breaks through for 4 points, and then calls off the jam.
looks like we have the debut of number 25, Foxy Josie, jamming for West Sound Roller Derby.
Number 24, Glitter Bomb, wearing the star for H.A.R.D.
They've jammed a time or two.
Jammers off the line. Glitter Bomb finds opening on the outside. Lead jammer for H.A.R.D.
And we've got Foxy breaking out of that pack.
And the jam is called. (911) Eager Beaver jamming for H.A.R.D.
And number 0, Freezer Burn, jamming for West Sound Roller Derby. I really enjoy that name, Freezer Burn. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I like it too. Eager Beaver pushing forward through that tripod of orange there. Sidestepping around, lead jammer, Eager Beaver for high altitude roller derby.
And Freezer Burn just still stuck in that pack, really having to deal with some heavy hits and some not so fun bumps by number 73 Swamp.
Eager Beaver picks up 4 points on that trip through.
And another star pass. This one was completed to number 62, a Squirrely Temple.
Eager Beaver calls off the jam before West Sound's jammer can pick up any points.
And there has been a lot of star passes this game. However, I think that's some really smart strategy because we haven't had a lot of high-scoring jams this second half. However, I do feel for the NSOs as that is some fun paperwork to fill out. Number 05, Category 5, jamming for West Sound.
Kid Radical 1414 jamming for H.A.R.D. breaking through first and the lead jammer Kid Radical.
Some great bridging work by High Altitude Roller Derby. They were about on the edge of danger there when we got some good 10-feet bridging.
Kid Radical picks up 4 points. If the pack completely falls apart, then the folks at the front have to let the jammer go through. So bridging keeps that pack coalesced.
It keeps you in play. Unfortunately, you cannot go the entire track blocking. That is not, it's not in the rules.
Another 4 points for Kid Radical.
About 51 seconds left in this jam. Category 5 just getting knocked out there right at the edge again by Swamp. Very formidable blocker. However, Category 5 is still with a smile on their face. And I applaud that because it can get really frustrating.
Kid Radical gets 4 points on that trip through.
And a star pass to West Sound's Pivot, who is just pushing like a freight train up the middle at the front of that pack. All right, and that is a 16-point jam here at the close to the end of this second half.
Looks like we've got a timeout requested by High Altitude Roller Derby. Don't forget to vote for the tournament MVP. There's a QR code at the concession stand to submit your vote. Who do you think is the most valuable player? I want to come up with like alternates for MVP.
I know.
Most vicious player.
Oh, that's good. Victorious.
Yeah.
I'll keep thinking on that one.
Mary, very Perry. I don't know.
Regular Dr. Seuss. All right, so we have High Altitude Roller Derby at 220 points with West Sound Roller Derby at 28 points. Got about 2 minutes and 39 seconds in this second half.
Officials are gathered together like zebras at the watering hole.
Very official zebras.
They're coming up with ways to make life miserable for the skaters.
But in a loving way. So we do only have a few more jams in this second half. And again, it is some tiring work to do multiple games in a day. But that is what our next two teams are going to do, as well as our 5 p.m. game is Wasatch Roller Derby versus Inland Empire Roller Derby. We hope you stick around for that one.
911 Eager Beaver wearing the star for the blue team. That's High Altitude Roller Derby.
And 0 Freezer Burn for West Sound.
They're wearing orange.
Now, High Altitude started at a blocker deficit with 2 of their blockers in the box. And Freezer Burn is able to get the advantage with that blocking deficit and get lead jammer status.
Eager Beaver hot on her heels. Freezerberg finds an opening and slams right into a blue blocker and calls up the jam from the floor.
That was 2 points for West Sound, breaking them into the 30s.
Number 24, Glitter Bomb jamming for H.A.R.D.
And number 122, Whoopsie Daisy, jamming for West Sound Roller Derby.
Glitter Bomb getting bounced around, but she breaks through first. Lead jammer. Glitter Bomb pushing, trying to get through that tripod of orange. Right there at the front of the pack. She breaks through 4 points for High Altitude Roller Derby.
And now they are looking to run down that clock. They do not want to have another jam this game. And as we have about 30 seconds left on the game clock and about 58 on the jam, that is a star pass to number 6-2, Squirrely Temple for West Sound Roller Derby.
Glitterbomb calls off the jam.
All right. Well, it looks like they did actually want one more jam. They were not dead.
5 seconds left. That's the game.
All right.
Hugs between the jammers. High fives between the skaters.